7 o'clock. See? We tell the children, you should not speak lies, and we keep on talking lies. See? Therefore, friends, Bhagavad Gita will tell us what? Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Bhagavad Gita will tell us that we are in this world for improving upon ourselves and not the world. If this starts happening, then we are in a process of starting afresh our life. Now all those who have come here, when you go back, if you follow these things that we are discussing, there will be a complete U-turn. U-turn means you have to turn, others will not turn. See? But normally this is our approach. People don't understand me, Swamiji. They don't take the benefit of my experience. I got such a vast experience. Why they don't take the experience to their benefit? It is something like, I got married, beta, don't get married, there is nothing in the marriage. This you will say after marriage. You say before marriage, then you become a Swami. After marriage you become a philosopher. See? Therefore, it is necessary that uddhared atmanatmanam, we are in this world to change, improve and know the truth in this very life. See? That is important. And when this will be taken as the orientation of our life, then we have started afresh in our life. See? When our attention is focused on ourselves, we are seekers. When our attention is focused on others, we are samsari. You will see how our whole world or life is going on. We have a default settings in our life. You know the default settings as we have in our computers or laptops. I open my laptop and there is a default setting. The moment you start, immediately first thing comes is Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. And then Ganeshji comes. So one person asked me, Swamiji, really your computer is also spiritual. I said, why? See, when it opens, he says Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. So the other person said, Papaji, it is not like that. Swamiji has made the default settings, therefore it is like that. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought, because this is spiritual, his computer is also spiritual. Well, how can you do this? So we have to set, and then only it will be a default setting, is it not? In the same manner, we all have default settings. What is that? Others are responsible for our miseries. Default settings. If I am a wife, the cause of my misery is husband. लोगों के husband देखो कितने अच्छे होते हैं. हमारा देखो नहीं तो. If I am a father, the cause of my misery is my children. See? If I am a voter, the cause of my misery is the government. In this manner, we have a default settings that we are expert in blaming others for the miseries of our life. As a result, what will happen? We want others to change. Others will never change. It is we who have to change. See, when you go and learn driving in a driving school, and get a license and come on the road and start shouting at the buffaloes. Now who has got the driving license? Buffaloes or you? So you have the driving license. You should drive properly. Don't shout at buffaloes. They will look at you. This is what you have learned in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, it is extremely necessary that attention is drawn on ourselves. And to draw attention on ourselves, there is a simple technique. Try this technique. The technique is learn from every experience. This is the simple technique. The learning process goes inside us. So when I start learning from every experience, we come to know that every experience is our guru. Because who is a guru? From whom we learn. And if we refuse to learn, even Sakshat Bhagwan Krishna will fail to teach us. So, Bhagavad Gita very clearly tells, Uddhared Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadayet. Lift yourself in joy and happiness. Natmanam Avasadayet. Don't make yourself and your life miserable. See? All those who are miserable, they are miserable because they have chosen to be miserable. Please understand this basic principle. Miseries may come in our life because of wife. But we are miserable not because of the wife, but because of our choice. See, if you refuse to be miserable, even God will not be able to make you miserable. Please understand this basic principle of life. Miseries can be attributed to something or other, but we are all miserable by choice. See, it is the same world where you and me are living and the great masters lived. They did not become miserable, although all miseries were poured on them. See? Therefore, if we are miserable, we have opted. No? कौन बनेगा मिजरेबल पति लाइक करोड़पति कौन बनेगा मिजरेबल पति the one who identifies with the miseries becomes miserable. Then what is to be done? Only one thing. Can you be miserable all the time? No, it cannot be. Therefore, miserable personality is not real. So when we are identified with the misery, we become miserable. Identified with the wife, we become husband. Identified with the children, we become father. Identified with the nation, we become a citizen. Identified with the God, we become devotee. In short, the disease of life begins from the identification. See? Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet. And the teacher says, Atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. We are our friend and we are our enemy. This is what Bhagavad Gita tells us. Now see, on these points what they are telling us, if we really want to start afresh our life, now enough of extrovertedness in life. Focus attention on your own self. That is important. Otherwise, we will be continuously blaming, condemning, complaining. Complaints do not deliver solutions. So in this manner, slowly, as you start studying Bhagavad Gita, all these points that we discuss, they will start surfacing in your mind. And then the second part will come. That we will be able to know the many things which we are not knowing at this stage. And what is that? What is the meaning of karma? What is the difference between karma and not karma? What is the meaning of the last life, this life and next life? What is the meaning of the punarjanma, the rebirth? What is the meaning of the God? What is the meaning of the world? What is the meaning of the soul? What is the meaning of the spiritual practice? What is the meaning of God realization? All these things are required to be studied. See? But normally what comes to our understanding is like this. There was one family in Allahabad. Long time back it happened, about 20 years before. I went to their house for food. And they had a huge structure, 6 plus 4 plus son, 28 years old that time. And standing like a Vivekananda, doing nothing. So I said, hey Mahatma ji, please sit down for food. आप खाओ. ठीक है, मैं खा रहा हूँ. Then his mother said, Swamiji, I am so fed up of this son of mine. He is good for nothing. Useless, eats, bullies everybody, and I am fed up of him. Why don't you take him to your ashram? Means what? The one who is unfit for everything is fit for spirituality. See, this is how we do in our life. What is the need of starting spirituality, Gita study right away? Let us do it when we are old. As if Bhagavad Gita was addressed by Bhagwan Krishna to Bhishmacharya on the deathbed. See? Therefore, I was insisting that it is never too late. Start right away. Make it a commitment. Then only things will happen. Then only we will change. And then only we have started afresh. Now don't bother about, Swamiji, I wish, I had seen you 50 years before. 50 years before you have to clean my linens. You have to clean my nose. 50 years before I was not like this, I was a baby. See, that is not required. Now what is required is start afresh now. That is important. And what is starting fresh? Not excitement, but with a cool mind. Take up Bhagavad Gita, start as we are discussing, step by step, step by step, step by step. About this I will give you one example. There is a series of books which is coming out, and it is my commentary on Bhagavad Mahapuran in Hindi. And the name of the commentary is Mere Kanhaiya. And that is written, my all talks are heard and recasted and in a book format by one lady. Her name is Usha Gadodia. I know this lady. Now she must be around her 50s or less, I don't know. I know her when her daughter, Marwadis, they get married very early. So she also got married early, 19, 18 like that. And the only daughter when she was hardly 8, 9 years, since then I know her. So she asked me, Swamiji, will you please tell me what I should do? So I told her what I am telling you. And she did it. And after she did it, then she showed me. So when I saw that, I said, Amma, you do one thing now. What you have done is very good. Now you close it and throw it. Okay. What next? Now you take this, your local newspaper. Every day, write Gita एक गृहस्थ की दृष्टि में. write a series of articles in your local newspaper. They also want some kind of material to print. So make a series. And she started. Slowly, in 700 days, she has written 700 articles. And the whole series became very catchy. Like, in our Science of India, the speaking tree. There are people who regularly read that. So she got a captive audience and they were regularly reading that. Slowly, the whole thing became so good. And she got involved in that completely and fully. See? And after everything was over, then we started publishing her book from our trust. Now her daughter is in USA. You go and see her. You will never come across such a Indian NRI in USA leading such a quality life. Because that girl has seen how her mother lived. See, she has one husband, 2 children. And look at her house. Clean, neat, any almirah you open, it is not one cloth is just dumped inside. She gives breakfast, lunch, evening tea and dinner to her husband fresh. Unlike Americans. America, the rule is FFF, fresh from the fridge. Every day. She has got 2 children. No servants, in USA. And she does my complete website maintenance job, she does. And yet she has time for doing all these things, Because she has seen her mother. This is what is the big impact of studying Bhagavad Gita. I am not telling you the examples of Dhruva ji ने एक टांग पर खड़े होकर के तपस्या करते. Who knows? We are giving you the examples of today, not imagination. Therefore, friend, if we have to start afresh in our life, take up to the study. Without study, nothing will happen. Don't have this wrong notion. भगवान का नाम लेने से सब हो जाता. कुछ नहीं होता. Don't fool yourself. Otherwise, we become more and more extrovert and more only this kind of thing. No, that is not the way. That is why Bhagavan Sri Krishna has very clearly mentioned toward the end of Bhagavad Gita. Among all my devotees, those are really dear to me in the whole world who study Bhagavad Gita and talk Bhagavad Gita or discuss Bhagavad Gita. He has not mentioned he who is putting on different kinds of spiritual signs on the forehead. No. Therefore, don't give the study of Bhagavad Gita as the last priority. This is the first thing to be done. See? Then only our thinking process will change. The moment the thinking process changes, the change starts appearing in us. See? I'll tell you what it means. See, I was having the acidity, etc. for many years, for almost 25 years, 30 years. And it went to such an extent that my tongue has become like a tongue of a shoe, dead. And I used to sleep in this posture. I was never able to sleep flat. Because the moment I laid out, the acid will come and I cannot even, it starts. I was so miserable. So, one day it so happened in Lonavala, I got up in the morning and I was so miserable that day. I said, oh God, I virtually fought with him. Ki, yaar, enough of it now, stop it, enough. That was my prayer. Evening when I went to take food in the mess, they had forgotten to keep rice for me. So only chapati. I said, okay, today chapati. No, Swami will make little rice quickly. I said, no, I'll take only chapati. I took only chapati. Next day morning, all problem disappeared. I said, hey, what happened? Then I analyze. Oh, I had not taken rice last night. Then I continued avoiding rice for 3, 4, 5 days. All problems dissolved. The moment, be very attentive, the moment I became aware that avoiding rice has helped me, everything changes, it not? In the same manner, study of Bhagavad Gita will increase our awareness about life. And the moment I came to know that rice was a culprit, will anybody have to tell me don't take rice? See? It happens. Therefore, friends, if we have to start afresh in life, start from here. And one more important instruction. When we are doing this, studying the Gita, etc., do not start comparative study of different commentaries. Otherwise, he has said like this, he has said like this, he has said like this. That is not our business. Don't do that. Now, whatever you are studying is okay. If you ask me, I will suggest you, Gita Press has published one commentary of Swami Ramsukdas Maharaj. It is extremely exhaustive, most scientific, and purely applicable for the Grahastha in their life. Or another one, which I told you about this Usha Amma, we have published that, Gita ek Grahastha ke drishti se. You read that. You will get beautiful direction of thinking in your life. And slowly, slowly, the thought becomes deeper and deeper. And then there is nothing in this world which is required to keep our mind busy. Now the mind is busy. Because now the mind has got some anchor. See? This is my observation, I will tell you another. See, I wrote a lot of big commentary on one book called as Panchadashi, 2000 pages. And that commentary I wrote when I was awfully busy. Every day, 5, 6 lectures, meeting people, phones, emails. In between, if I get 5 minutes, 10 minutes, during that time I used to write. And this is how in 3 years I completed. Then when I took the second book for writing, I said, hey, I don't think, I should do like that. Now, 3 months, nothing. I'll finish the book writing and then again start my lectures and all that. Friends, 3 months I did not write one line. That day I discovered a busy mind is a creative and capable mind. Don't have this wrong notion. Retire होने के बाद पढ़ेंगे. I guarantee you eat the head of your wife. Start right now. It is said in English that if you want to get some work done, find out a busy person in the town. Your work will be done. See, if I want to get something done in our Ahmedabad, I phone only Nair. And you find him, he is awfully busy. He is so busy that he can do additional works. And the one who says, Swamiji, मेरे पास बहुत time है, please tell what I can do. Those people who tell me like this, I got lot of time, what can I do? They have got lot of time because they are good for nothing. So don't have this wrong notion that after I get time, then I will start studying. No, right now. Don't wait for the retirement. So, when you just start studying, the change will start appearing in you. And when the change will start appearing in you, then alone we have decided to start afresh. Otherwise, I tell you, the tragedy of life is when we enter the area called as the VRS area. You know, VRS is abbreviation of virus. You know, in the SMS language, they make abbreviation. So instead of writing VIRUS, they will write VRS. I have taken VRS. That means I have taken a virus inside. And what is that virus? That virus will be all the time. Breakfast के लिए क्या बनाएं? Okay. Then while eating breakfast. What is being made for the lunch while eating lunch? शाम के चाय के लिए क्या? Whole day goes on eating. And then this man is at home 24 hours. Ladies get fed up of this man who stay all the time at home. Then they have to say, आप जरा घूमने जाओ ना. That means you disappear from here. That is the simple meaning. The doctor also told that going for long walks is good for your health. That means longer the walk, away you are. Leave me, give me some space. 24 hours on the head of the wife. Right from morning onwards. Where is the brush? Now, in the younger days, she will say, honey, the brush is there, I'll come and give you. Now, in the old days, where is the brush? Bathroom mein hai na? Isn't it? Now, after that is over, will the old man keep quiet? Where is the toothpaste? Dikhta nahi, it's there only. Okay. Then, where are my teeth? See? Instead of becoming a problem for the people at home, engage yourself in study, and as I told you, don't start giving lectures. Otherwise, whether it is a South Indian or a Bengali, vomission is vomission. Don't forget this example. Because it is such a temptation. You know one or two verses here and there, you really got like it. Therefore, anybody who comes, pakdo or thoko. Dekho, let that knowledge mature in you and express as wisdom, not talking. In this manner, take study of Gita as most essential aspect of your life. All those who are here, if you take up, Bhagavan says in Gita, behind every student of Bhagavad Gita, there are 3,000 people standing. That means if you are 50 here, so 50 multiplied by 3,000, so many people are reached through this talk. This is so important. So take up this as an important activity from today onwards. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Ready means awake. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. These days, everywhere, one buzzword is heard, and that is holistic approach in medicine. What is this holistic approach? That approach where wholes are important. See, holistic approach means we take into account the totality and not parts. So when we think about health, we are not talking only about removal of the diseases, but we are talking about not only the disease free but also healthy. And health means every system in our body. Whether it is a cardiovascular system, it is a digestive system, it is a skeletal system, it is the joints, everything has to be taken into account together. That kind of system of medicine is called as a holistic approach to the life. Now this holistic thing is said in our scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, wherein we take into account all the aspects of our spiritual practice. Which are the aspects which are included as a spiritual practice? First is our our relationship with the world. If our relationship with the world is not healthy, our life cannot be perfectly lived and we cannot be a spiritual person. This is dealt with in Bhagavad Gita. So we'll take one by one and see what is said in Gita, so that when you start your study, this becomes kind of a synopsis and a guidance on the basis of which. So, first of all, we have to have a healthy relationship with the world. So, we have to start afresh. So, healthy relationship with the world. What is the meaning of healthy relationship? We'll understand this and then go step by step. Healthy relationship means Gita gives a reply to this question. Chapter 12. Probably verse number